On today's show,
T-Black over here!
I take my first ever swamp tour, and then it's on the happy hour.
2? Yeah, just for me. All right.
Right out the tap. And we finish off with some true Louisiana boat making. It's all coming up next.
I'm DJ Rhett, and I'm traveling all over Louisiana looking for the hippest and most unique cuisines and adventures the Gulf State has to offer. The Gulf State's not just our home, it's a way of life. And it's all next on What's Good Louisiana. You know, people from all over the world ask me, DJ Rhett, you ever been on a swamp tour? I'm like, no, because there's swamp all around us. So I'm going to be a tourist in my own backyard with my friend Billy, and we're going to get on the Cajun Man swamp tours.
I've always fished and played in the bayous my entire life, but I've never officially taken a swamp tour. So today, I'm visiting with Billy Gaston.
Billy, my man, what's happening? Good to see you, man. Hey, look, I'm from down the bayou, but I don't know everything about the swamp, all right? But don't tell everybody, okay? Don't tell anybody. I'm hoping that you could help me out.
Right? Take you on an adventure of a lifetime. How about that?
A lifetime? Well, let's go.
Billy's a great guy, and his love for the swamp shows through. That's why he's one of the best in the state.
Well, guys, just kick back, relax, enjoy your adventure through the swamps. We're right here in Gibson, Louisiana, right on the east side of the Atchafalaya River.
Boy, Billy really gets it when it comes to the swamp.
Over here on the left is a beautiful swamp scenery. It's a little bit of marsh and swamp mixed. And I can tell you, you don't want to walk out there in this area. You probably go over your head.
Man, that swamp can be scary.
Coming up on the right, you're going to notice around the base of these cypress trees, these beautiful stumps, we call them cypress knees. This is part of the root system and a breathing part of the tree. This is what makes the Louisiana swamps and bayous so beautiful.
And he's right. You really don't appreciate the full beauty of the swamp until you get in the boat and see it with your own eyes.
Well, Billy, you just informed me that we ran out of gas.
We'll get in one day. I got 2 paddles.
Two?
One for me.
For this
one
big
for
boat?
You.
Oh, we'll figure it out. But man, tell me how you got into this business. Tell me how it started. How long you been in business for?
It's almost 6 years now. We're getting older in life. I had to kind of rethink about what I'm gonna do the rest of my life. And swamp tours came to mind. And went to talk to Mr. Black Guidry one day about getting some advice.
And for people who don't know who Mr. Black Guidry is, can you tell them
Mr.
just
Black
a little bit?
Guidry is a Cajun legend.
Oh yeah.
That woman in the sparkling dress with a diamond profile on her chest. She's a big time woman. Come where I've wondered.
He owned and operated his tour business for 26 years before he sold it to me almost 6 years ago.
I got you.
And I'll tell you, it's the best job in the world.
Right.
I get to meet great people from all over the world.
You really enjoy this, and it shows too because you got a lot of awards. But I do appreciate you coming out here. I saw it was a big 9-10 foot alligator, and I keep looking over my shoulder right here. So
I didn't want to.
Where's the gas?
That's
Let's crank this up, bro. We got to get out of here.
Look, he's on that log right there. Look at him.
Let's go see if we can get him.
Straight ahead on the bank, you're gonna see another gator. This might be my little one, T-Bebe. You know, these alligators are very territorial. They always stay in the same area. That's how I know each one by name.
So we have T-Black, Clotilde, and T-Nunu.
T-Nanu.
T-Nanu, okay.
Have a gator on the bank over here.
Oh yeah, I see him.
Look, there's another one I think in the water. He's looking right at you. He wants to come up a little bit to show you how big he is.
That's a big one over there.
Over here, he's going in the water.
Oh yeah.
Now this is the time of year when they do go underneath the marsh when they have them cold nights in the early mornings.
Right.
If the sun's shining, they'll come out and sun themselves just to warm their body temperatures up.
Right.
So I'll try to call him for you. You never know, he might show up.
How you call him? You on the cell phone?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do?
Got his number right up in here. T-Black! T-Black over here! Now believe me, guys, they know that's me yelling because I'm the only cool yarn that come out here every day and yell
And yell at an alligator?
T-Nanu over here!
He's probably at a bar getting cassé.
Probably.
I mean-
He's Cajun, you know.
Well, I mean, if I got to hibernate for a couple of months, I'd want a couple of beers in before I do that, you know. Make it a lot easier to go to bed. I couldn't help but notice a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle on the boat with us, okay? So can you explain what this is to the people at home?
So this is an alligator loggerhead snapping turtle. I caught on my alligator line back in 1997. This turtle was estimated to be about 180 years old. They can live to be about 200 to 250.
That's not dog year, that's turtle year? It converts to human years and not like a dog, huh? God, 180, I'd want to be gone by then.
I caught them by accident. I would like to keep them alive and donate them to the zoo.
Right.
So you imagine I'm picking up my alligator line, right?
Uh-huh.
I'm expecting an alligator head to come out the water.
Right.
And this thing sticks his head up. I never seen a turtle that big. So when it came out the water, I thought it was a swamp creature. It scared the hell out of me.
It looks like Marla from The Never-Ending Story, you know, like
I'm sneezing, go away.
Turn around. Look at that, guys.
look,
Ninja Turtle, huh?
I'm Donatello. Most of the time when you come in the swamp, you're thinking, you know, reptiles, the snakes, the alligators, but you have a unique deal where in November, you know, the bald eagles, an endangered species, kind of comes down here and kind of settles here.
Back in the 70s, 1972, they only had 3 nests in the whole state that was active. And it was due to a chemical called DDT. So since they banned the chemical, they started coming back, and today we have over 650 nests, and about 300 of them are right here in South Louisiana. It's really awesome. And we see up to 60 eagles in a tour. We have more nests in this area than any other area in the state.
As Billy continued to give us the tour, I was thinking to myself, hey, if this show doesn't work out, I could be a tour guide.
1, 2, check 1, 2. Welcome to Cajun Man Swamp Tours. My name is DJ Rhett, and we're gonna take you on the ride of your life today. As you can see, they got a little rhino right here on the side, and don't get too close because he will make his point, if you know what I mean. Sit down, please. Alligator just took the kid. It's all right, we'll swing back around and we'll pick him up. All right, if you look over here, look at that eagle. No, don't worry about the kid, we'll get him later. The eagle, you paid to see eagles, right? Ma'am, ma'am! We just got back from the swamp tour, and I must say, it was awesome. We saw some alligators, we saw eagles, we saw all kind of stuff. So if ever you're in South Louisiana and you ain't got nothing to do, come see my partner, Mr. Captain Billy Gaston at Cajun Man Swamp Tours. You could also visit him at CajunManAdventures.com. You might learn something.
Coming up next, your boys gripping and sipping. You know, there's a lot of things that I love in life, and beer is one of them. So I went straight to the source, and I met up with Andrew Godley, the owner of Parish Brewing.
What's up, man? How you doing?
What's up, man?
Thanks for taking the time to hang out with us and have a few brews. Look, this interview, I hope it's short because I got this in front of me, and you know, I might take a few sips while I'm asking you questions. Is that okay?
Well, we can make more beer.
Because we're right here, man.
we can make
got all
more.
kind of stuff. We'll take y'all in the back and check that out later. But tell me, what is Parish Brewery? Tell me about the business.
We're about 10 years old. We have 31 employees. Not a gigantic brewery, but one of the biggest in the area. We don't make cheap beer. We like to think that we make some of the most innovative, high-end beers that are made in the United States. You know, we have a bunch of peers, a bunch of other breweries that we're friends with that we're constantly challenging each other around the U.S. to, you know, one-up each other and make some of the most awesome, innovative products. You know, how much fruit can you cram into a beer? You know, how do you barrel age it? And what kind of rare whiskey barrels can you find? We're whipping up just incredibly innovative, awesome batches of beer like a sous chef at a fancy restaurant.
Right. Kind of like a gumbo pot. You try to find the best ingredients from all over the world, put it together, and make a Cajun dish, pretty much.
Every chef's got, they like to think they make the best gumbo.
Right. Well, I do my homework now, and I heard one of y'all went to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, that's me.
That was you?
Yep.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about that story.
I moved to Pittsburgh after college. I went to LSU. Back then, there was only a Beta selling beer in Louisiana.
Right.
That was it. The only local brewery in Louisiana. And when I moved to Pittsburgh, I realized, man, there's all these craft breweries, these small breweries making beer in a frickin' church. Mm-hmm. There must have been on the shelves, you could find 100 different, you know, regional or local beers in the area. And when I came home, I realized We were sitting in a restaurant one night, and I'm looking at the menu, and I said, people here don't even know what
Kinda
they're missing.
boring, huh?
This is it. We got Peroni, we got, you know, the macro beers, the Budweisers
Right.
and the Millers and all that, and we got a Beta, and that's it. If we were in Pittsburgh, there'd be 10 other beers that
Right.
were locally made here. And I said, that's a good business idea. We need to start a brewery.
Right. So how do you make beer? It's hops, right? And Louisiana's not known for hops. Where do you get all of that stuff from?
Well, we call it, our local ingredients are considered indigenous ingredients.
Okay.
Right. So an indigenous ingredient in Louisiana might be strawberries, might be sugarcane. Our first big flagship beer, Cane Break, I mean, we sell it from Texas to Miami, Florida now. But it was a wheat beer brewed with sugarcane syrup. You know, if you went behind the building here, you'd see in the whole area, it's full of sugarcane fields, and it was just sort of a no-brainer to try and make a beer using sugarcane in this area.
Right.
But it can get crazier than that. There are no boundaries.
Right, right. That's one thing I liked about craft beer. Over the years, I've kind of grown a passion for this, because if you drink like a regular, you know, the regular run-and-mug domestic beers, I feel like I'm drinking water. This has actually got flavor, got taste. Tell me how you come up with your flavors.
It's evolved over time, that process. When we first started trying this, trying that, experiments, you know, scientific method, it looked like a science class almost. The first beers we made were not great. The next beers we made were a lot better. Now, I mean, we love what we do. We love the beers that we produce. We know what we're doing.
Right.
So there's less experimentation with new brews now. Now it's, you know, what do you want to make tomorrow? You want to throw this weird fruit this weird purple dragon fruit. You want to make,
Right.
hell yeah, we know what to do with it. We know about the right amount to add. We know what kind of beer it needs to go in and what the profile of that beer needs to look like, from the gravity, the acidity, bitterness of it,
Right.
the ABV. All of the different particulars. I mean, we have it dialed in. So at this point, it's a free for all. It's how far do you want to push the envelope?
Right.
What do you want to do? You know?
Well, as far as branding your beers, I know you kind of put some of the, you know, South Louisiana flavor into it. Cane Break, you just explained, but you got Grand Isle, you got Holly Beach, you know. What inspirations do you draw to create a flavor? You know, I like Grand Isle.
So a lot of inspirations today come from cocktails. So something like Grand Isle and or Greetings from Holly Beach, those are tiki-inspired beers. So tiki cocktail-inspired beers. So let's make a beer with coconut and pineapple. It sounds easy, but it's challenging to get, you know, real coconut in the beer.
Right. As long as it gets you Cascade, I think it's a good beer. Wouldn't you say?
That's motivation. That's the light at the end of the tunnel.
For the people that don't know what Cascade means, it means tore up down here in Louisiana. So the future's gonna be bright for this company, but tell me a little bit about what's on the horizon.
Well, we have a couple of big brands that people love, not just here in Louisiana, but all over the country, like Ghost in the Machine. That's been you know, we were one of the first breweries in the South to make hazy IPAs back in 2014, when everybody was still making clear IPAs.
Right.
It wasn't cool yet. We
Right.
pushed into that realm pretty early because we thought they were awesome. They were juicy and fruity and delicious and just better. And Ghost took off. Ghost in the Machine took off. So we need to grow to accommodate that beer. I mean, we could sell Ghost all over the world if I had a big enough brewery.
Right.
You know, we have a good business. There's no rush to grow too big.
Right.
We're focused on quality first. We're probably never gonna challenge Budweiser for the king of beers in volume, but
in Louisiana, you certainly are.
we have the hearts and the minds of the people in Louisiana, that's
Right.
for sure, and the Gulf South too. I mean,
Tell me the hours that people can come get them a nice, cool glass of beer.
so in Broussard, actually, we still have Blue Laws here where we close on Sunday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's old school, so you can't come in and drink a beer on Sunday. But we're open Monday through Saturday here at the brewery, and you can come anywhere from 11 a.m. until about 8 p.m. You can sample literally everything. I mean, I think we have about 20 beers on tap in here right now. A lot of things that aren't at the stores. And on Saturdays, we do tours. So noon, 1 and 2, people can come in and take a tour of the brewery with one of our tour guides and get a little bit more knowledge about the process in depth.
Cheers, man.
Cheers, dude.
All right. Now come on by. I want to go take a tour because I want some freshness right out of the...
Straight out the tank.
Yeah, let's do it. All right.
As Andrew's taking me through the facility, I realized just how much passion, skill, and technique goes into making one glass of beer. And oh, is it good.
I had a great time with Andrew today, a little bit more than I should have. So if ever you're in the area, stop by and get you some. In fact, I'm gonna get me some Dr. Juice. Hey, ma'am, Dr. Juice, 2? Yeah, just for me. All right. See y'all later.
Coming up next, I test my bro discount skills.
I get the price of on the house, right? No? No? Okay. So guys, I was at the marina this weekend and I saw these custom-made boats and I did a little research and found out who it was. His name is Uncle Jay. And we're here in Morgan City. We're gonna talk to him today. Let's check it out.
You know us Bayou boys like to take our fishing seriously, and we love rolling up in style.
All right, well, I'm with Jason, owner of Uncle Jay's Custom Boats. What's up, man? Thanks for taking the time. Look, I've been wanting to interview you because not only did you turn like a labor of love into a lifetime business, can I just order any boat I want, like custom design the way I want it? Like if I want y'all catching on the side or what's good Louisiana?
Whatever you want.
Whatever you want.
There's no cap to what you can get. And I mean, if you look around the shop, you see there's no stock parts, because there's no two boats alike.
Right. What got you started off? Like, was it a hobby that turned real busy, or what? Tell me about that story.
My dad and I decided we were gonna build a couple boats. And I built it, and then I seen some things online where these mud boats, you know, were getting so popular. So I ended up selling his boat before he even got it. And then literally there was a website, forum. That was whenever forums were real popular.
Right.
I got on one of those. And I mean, it just snowballed, you know, and then it was always a part-time gig, but then now, I mean, as you can see, it's definitely a bit more than that.
So you must have started off as a welder to get the traits.
I was actually the welder, and my dad was the fitter.
I got you.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about the business, like, you know, how's it grown over the last couple of years, and how do you look to expand it and maybe, you know, come a household name in Louisiana?
As I stated, we started 1 or 2 boats a month, if that. Then it's slowly got to a point where, you know, the demand, the name, you know, name recognition is such a big deal.
Right, right.
And what I always try to do is treat people as if I'm on the other side. And then that's what builds it for them to go out and tell their friends, and the next person buy, and the next person buy. Right. And now has it where we are 30-week lead time on boats, 2 shops building, I mean, full-time paint, rigging. I mean, it's just snowballed to.
It comes to where you got to make a decision where, hey, I got to either do this full-time or
yeah.
I'm just really intrigued about the boats. We're going to take a walk around the shop in a little bit and look at some of these things, but I mean, really, you know, from start to finish, you can customize your own boat over here. And I can't stress that enough, because a lot of cookie cutter places give you like a base model and then you add on top. You guys really design it from start to finish. If you want a purple boat, you can have a purple boat with glitter on it if you want.
Right. People contact us and, you know, how big you want. You know, if you want it 2 foot, we'll build it 2 foot. You want it 40 foot, it'll be 40 foot. And you'll see whenever we walk around that we have boats that's 17 foot, 18 foot. We have one that we're starting that's 30 feet, so 30 by 8. You know, for commercial fishing, for crabbing.
Right.
So I mean, it's the sky's the limit.
Right.
You know, and you don't have to pick, you know, our options. It's whatever you want.
Well, I'm interested to see how the whole process is. You mind walking us around the shop?
Let's go.
Guys, walking around this shop, I have visions in my head about my new custom boat going down the bayou. But I have to check with the wife first. Hey, maybe she could help me design it online.
All right, Jason, so I checked out the website before we came over here, and it is true. You can actually customize whatever you want. I'm talking from cup holders, colors, anything. So these are a couple of examples that we got here. So tell me about these little floor mats. Like, you can design those if you want to,
okay,
right?
so the decking is to the customer's liking, the coloring, patterns.
So you can pick color, design, speakers, console, seating.
And on the website, as you stated, we have like a build-a-boat, okay? Simple, you just go through, not saying that that's the only options, that's just the most popular. So you can pick, you know, your seating, the catwalks, which is the wider gunnels, and then, as you stated, sound system. But it gives the customer a good idea of, hey, this is affordable, or I need to keep riding with my buddy.
And you guys will kind of give pointers on, like, hey, I'm looking to fish in saltwater, shallow, you know, well, you need this depth or whatever. You kind of point them in the right direction.
Once they're ready to pull the trigger, and we kind of know that the budget's where it needs to be, then that's whenever I'll sit down with the customer, go over everything and state, you know, this is a good idea, this isn't, this worked for one customer, it didn't work for another, and try to make sure that they're not making a mistake, because, I mean, this should be a lifetime haul.
Lifetime haul, but if you want them to come back too and repeat business for the customers.
And sell more.
Well, that's what I'm gonna go to the website and start building my own, What's Good Louisiana boat. Is that cool?
Perfect.
All right,
Perfect.
cool, man. All right, well, let's go do it. Jason, I couldn't help but notice when I walked in all these patterns right here. So every boat has a different paint job, right?
Yes, every boat. I mean, we have stencils we use accordingly, but we'll stack them, and we may put, this grass on top of this. Really whatever the customer wants, but it makes it unique so that it's your boat,
Right.
And it's not just a cookie cutter you buying off the lot somewhere.
Right.
The way we acquired these is I actually told our painter, as he paints a boat, to just paint a swatch, and we can bring it out here and put it up where people can see and
Right.
get a general idea.
Right, exactly. And you know what? It might be cool to put like some hidden Easter eggs in these things if you.
Well, whenever we first started, anyone that had a haul knows to look around, and they had something hidden. And
Not something too noticeable, right?
not too noticeable. But once you find it, you know it's there.
Every boat is different.
It's
It's different.
It is
Okay,
different.
cool,
Yeah.
man. Jason, thank you so much for taking us on the tour, man. And look, I'm gonna get out of here and go order my own custom boat. All right. How can I get in touch with you to get a boat?
I'm right here.
I meant, how can they get in touch with you to get a boat?
Go on the website, www.unclejcustomboats.com. Go through, check the budget, check the ideas, and get a general idea of what's going on. And then once you figure it out, then contact me via my cell, which is right here, 281-216-7848, and I'm it. So unlike the other companies, whenever you call in, you don't get a salesperson, you get to own it.
All right, cool. Well, I mean, I get the price of on the house, right? No. No? Okay.
No.
All right. Well,
I'm close.
well, I'm gonna send you an invoice for this interview, okay?
Yeah,
all right,
that's
all
fine.
right. See you later, man.
Later.
Okay, all right. See y'all next time. So be sure to catch us next time when all our wild and crazy adventures continue, right here on What's Good Louisiana.